Hi guys, welcome back to our channel. Welcome to MBA Unfiltered. My name is Akash Shinde. In this video, we are going to have a candid conversation with Mridul Tiwari, who has cracked IIM Kolkata as well as Exeter Jamshedpur, and we'll ask him his interview experience as well as how he prepared for the interview. Mridul, welcome back to our channel. How are you?
I'm fine. How are you, Akash?
I'm doing great. Mridul, let us know about your background, 10th, 12th, UG, work experience, as well as extracurricular activities and uh, the things that you had in your bucket.
So I did my 10th from DPS. I scored around 94.2%. And then followed by that, I scored around 74.92 in 12th, which is a dip, of course, because I switched to state board. And then I did my BTech from NIT Surat, had a decent 7.6 CG. And that's it. Apart from that, have been working in one of the steel manufacturing industries for past 20 months.
Okay.
It
How many
was
years
my
of work
third.
is Okay, you are almost 20 months of work ex.
Yeah.
Mudul, since you had that NIT tag, what's the
Yeah.
motto of doing an MBA for you?
So for me, essentially, before MBA, it was CAT, and for CAT, the only thing that mattered was that I was not into one of the IITs. So for NITians, that is one of the pain that I had. So past that, there was this one chance that I saw that okay, CAT is one of the redeeming arcs of many people, and I've seen that on LinkedIn and everything. And I decided so it's again a competitive exam, so let's try my hands at this. So I tried and I had three times, I have scored three times 99 plus percentile, but then there was this shocking news that I faced in my first attempt that even after 99 plus percentile, there's no guarantee that you will be getting a call from the ABCs of the
Yeah.
MBA. Yeah.
Mudul, I know you from past 2 years. I was also added in some of the groups where you used to solve the student question, and there was one mention that you had in your DP that 40, 40, 40 was the score that you wanted to score in your examination. So I still remember about it. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, Mridul, let us know about the IIM Kolkata, which is premium B school when it comes to every MBA
Mm,
aspirant, right? Let us know about the
yes.
application stage. What kind of things that happen during the application stage, and when you fill the form for it.
Okay. So post CAT, we have the shortlist running around, and then I got an interview call from IIM Calcutta. So in that, there was an application form where we were asked to fill our basic education details and everything. And apart from that, there was a section for your hobbies and what are your interests and what is your rationale behind pursuing MBA. So kind of SOP, which was to be filled. And then post that, we were invited for the interview.
Oh, that's nice.
So
Yeah. So, Mridul, could you shed some light on the interview experience? What kind of question that we asked you? How many panelists were there? Was it offline, online interview? And what was your response to the question that we asked to you during IMC?
So IMC was the most pleasant of all. The panelists were very sweet with me. They were just interested to know what kind of work experience I had. So it essentially revolved around the work experience. Uh, People say that there are some mathematical puzzles and everything that is generally asked. I was not asked. I was surprised by that fact. But then it was a very smooth interview, and it was around WorkX. What kind of work do you do? How do you deal with the vendors? How do I negotiate? Because I was in procurement, so everything around that. How do you deal with the foreign clients? What is the payment terms? How well are you versed with everything? And that's it. How do you deal with imports and all that?
Yeah. So you meant to say that if you are a work experience person, have a strong understanding regarding your work ex, as well as whatever
Definitely.
you had in your bucket, maybe the domain, the role, the impact that you
Yes.
created on the clients, as well as the teamwork that you had. So, Mridul, any HR question that were asked to you during the interview?
So I think particularly in I am Bangalore, they asked me why MBA, and there was no such HR question as if what are your strengths and all. But definitely it can be very random at times. That one of the interviews in IIM Ahmedabad I encountered was that they were asking me around hobbies. So I filled dance, and then they started me to grilling on classical dance. So what is the difference between Kathakali? Although it is very basic, but I have no distant idea about this. I am following Western dances, but then it took a form of Viva, and then it was basically a disaster for me. So it can be very random at times. Yeah.
Yeah. Were there any weightage on when it comes to mathematical questions during the IMC?
In IMC, while I was in the waiting room, I had encountered candidates who were asked puzzles of some sort, and some were asked some logarithmic puzzles also. So yes, I think there's a high weightage given to some maths and some logical puzzles. So it is obviously advised for people to definitely go and watch some puzzles and go beforehand prepared, so that there you can have a good image about yourself. Yeah.
Yeah. What about the current affairs and GK? How we prepare for it, and any questions on current affairs during the IMC interview?
In CA, there was no such current affair interview, but in Bangalore, there were some questions revolving around tariffs as to how my industry will be affected by the tariffs that Trump was imposing back then, and how we are going to go about it. What's our next step? And in Ahmedabad also, there was one about impeachment of president in South Korea, something like that. Or so these were the news that were asked. So, for preparing around those lines, I was trying to follow some YouTube channels where these channels basically prepare you for IS, like Study IS is one of them, Vajiram and something like that. These are some of
Manji.
the channels that you have to follow. Yeah.
So you prepared all these things for your GK, right? So Mrudul, let's
Yes.
say I'm a non-technical, non-engineering person. I know my
Mm-hmm.
chances of getting into IMC would be very less because I'm competing with the engineers.
Mm-hmm.
So how should I prepare for these interviews? What kind of things that I should keep into my mind?
So, I mean, this is definitely there may be a bias, I don't know, but if you are a non-engineer, you have to basically evaluate all about your personality, all about your academics. They can be academics heavy at times, okay? And what if you have a work ex, it's definitely a talking point, and you can somehow direct the flow of the interview towards your side, towards the work ex area where you can be more comfortable and you can have a leverage there. So these are some of the points you can use. Apart from that, basic elementary mathematics that you can follow. They can maybe ask you around a calculus sometimes. So there has been some booklets that are basically revolving around the groups wherein some of the old IM Calcutta questions are there. So one can go through that, and for maths, that is, I think, more than sufficient.
Okay. Murdul, last question from my side. What's your last piece of advice to the people who are aspiring for IMC or Blackie? These are the things that they should keep in mind, and these are the things that they should avoid during the interviews.
So, I mean, I was pretty overconfident once the CAT results were out, and I had a very high percentile. So I was like, okay, now since I have got a great percentile, maybe GDPI will be a cakewalk. And after my IIM Ahmedabad chaos, ruckus, disaster, whatever it was, I realized that I have to be very serious. So it has to be GDPI is going to be your make or break, because it's going to be the decider. The selection ratio is really very cruel. Like out of seven, I think two or one candidate will be shortlisted. So
Yeah.
that is the ratio of calls that will be selected out of the total given candidates.
For A, it's
So
10
these
out of
are,
1. For C, it is kind of 7 out of 1. So that is the competition that plays out. So thank you so much, Murdul, for connecting with us and sharing the nuances. I hope this interview will definitely reach to masses and it will help the upcoming aspirants who are planning to get into IMC. Again, lastly, thank you so much for joining with us.